Hey, hello, what's up everyone? In this video I'm going to teach you about Saturn in the 4th house of T9 Navamsa chart. So before beginning, if you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, hit the bell icon and click the like button, and if you have any doubt after watching this video, please to mention it in my below comment section, okay? So let's begin. So mainly what do you mean by Navamsa chart or the D9 chart? See, Navamsa chart or the D9 chart is the second most important chart of your birth chart. It is mainly seen for your strengths of your planet, your married life, how it will be, whether it will be very good or bad. It is seen for your relationship between you and your spouse. So these are all the things Navamsa chart or the D9 chart is mainly seen for. Now coming to the strengths of your planet. Let's say for example if any planet is deviated in your birth chart. Let's say for example Sun is deviated in your birth chart and that planet Sun has been exalted in your Navamsa chart or the D9 chart. That shows that planet Sun has gained extra strength or extra power, right? So likewise coming to the married life or the relationship between you and your spouse. See, every individual divisional chart including the main birth chart has its own Karaka planet or the significator planet, right? So in the birth chart or in the D1 chart, Sun is the Karaka planet or the significator planet. Likewise in the Navamsa chart or the D9 chart, Venus is the Karaka planet or the significator planet. So if Venus is placed in an exalted sign, Multrikon sign, own sign or in the friendly sign, that shows that your married life will be very good or your relationship between you and your spouse will be very good. Now coming to the 4th house of T9 Navamsa chart. Now what does 4th house of T9 Navamsa chart represents? See, 4th house of T9 Navamsa chart represents actually after your married life, your private environment, how it will be, whether it will be very good or bad, and it also shows your your home, your homeland, motherland, your mother. It also represents your mother, vehicles, properties. These are all the things the 4th house represents. Now what happens when Saturn is sitting in the 4th house of D9 Navamsa chart? Now what does mean is Saturn represents? Saturn represents actually it's the planet which represents your karma. Now Saturn also represents certain rules and regulations that you need to follow in this present life. Saturn also represents actually this one, what is that, boundaries, the restrictions at that particular areas of life. Now what happens when Saturn is placed in the 4th house of D9 Navamsa chart? When Saturn is placed in the 4th house of D9 Navamsa chart, that shows that after your married life, you will be dominated by your spouse. That means that for example, let's say for example if it is present, this placement, that is Saturn in the 4th house, is present in the wife's Navamsa chart. That shows that after married life, husband may dominate his wife. Now if it is present in the same thing in the husband chart, then vice versa. Now it also shows that after married life, you should buy a vehicle or a car. If you buy or if you have already had, you need to buy the particular car which is of black color itself, because Saturn proves you lucky for that black color car, because Saturn's favorite color is black. 4th house represents your vehicle, properties and all. So when you're traveling from home to office or office to home, so let's say for example if anything happens, so Saturn will protect you. So these are all the things you need to know when Saturn is sitting in the 4th house of T9 Navamsa chart. But what happens when Saturn is deviated? That shows that you should not buy black color car, because Saturn will be deviated in the Aries zodiac sign. So Aries ruler is Mars, right? So Mars favorite color is red. So red and black doesn't do well, even though they look very attractive, but it doesn't go well. They prove unlucky for you. Likewise, see that Saturn is there. Now Saturn and Mars are not friendly towards each other. That's why I told you, if Saturn is deviated in the 4th house, don't buy black color car. Buy any other. Don't buy red or black. Buy any other color car. Now it also shows that when Saturn is in the 4th house, irrespective of the zodiac sign, now when Saturn is sitting in the 4th house of T9 Navamsa chart, it shows that you may have certain rules and regulations that you need to follow in the home or in your homeland. And after your married life, it also shows that you will have very big responsibility, like raising your children in the home. So these are all the things you may be facing. Now coming to the conjunction of planet, like benefic planets. Now what happens when Saturn is conjuncted with benefic planet? It doesn't do well, but still it will give very good results up to some extent. Now what happens when Saturn is conjuncted with planet Moon? That shows that after your married life, your mind will be thinking in a haphazard way. like it will be in ups and downs. Let's say for example you are doing some particular work. Now you will just immediately switch into another work if any other work comes in. So these are all things that may be happening when Moon and Saturn are conjuncted in the 4th house of T9 Navamsa chart. Now what happens when Saturn is conjuncted planet Venus? That shows that in terms of materialistic things and all, you will, your situation will be like restricted. Only this much of materialistic things you must be concentrated. Otherwise, your karma will bounce back to you. So you should not desire much and more materialistic things. Now, in terms of vehicle, as I told you earlier, because Venus also represents vehicles, 4th house also vehicles, you need to buy black color vehicle. It proves very lucky for you. Now, irrespective of the zodiac sign, if it is placed in Aries, Saturn and Venus in the 4th house, you should not buy black color vehicle. Now, what happens when Saturn is placed in the Saturn is placed with conjuncted with actually planet Jupiter? That shows that after your married life, when you buy a very big home, you'll have very big responsibility. If you buy a medium house, you'll have medium responsibility. That depends upon the house that you buy actually. So you'll actually face all these results when you this one in the reality, who are all having this placement. Now what happens when Saturn, actually your guru will also restrict you in this particular areas of life that you should not go this beyond. But what happens when Saturn is retrograded? Your teacher or guru will only help you in order to go beyond these areas or beyond this limit. Now what happens when Saturn is conjuncted planet Mercury? That shows that after your married life, you may buy your property, long lasting property, and you may become a very good businessman, like real estate business person and all. Now what happens when Saturn is conjuncted malefic planets? For example, Sun, Mars, Rahu or Ketu. That shows that after married life, your inner peace may be afflicted. That means that inner peace, in order to get inner peace, you need to face lot of struggles and all. Now what happens when Saturn is conjuncted with Sun? That shows that after the married life, you may fight with your spouse or with your father after your married life in your home. It also shows that you don't want to get dominated and you want to dominate other person. Even though if you get dominated by other person, that shows that you'll seriously fight with other people and all. Now what happens when Saturn is conjuncted planet Mars? That shows that after your married life, you may scold your spouse or you may scold your parents after your married life. Now with your harsh words and all. Now what happens when Saturn is conjuncted planet Rahu? That shows that after your married life, now if you are interested towards having some properties, more and more properties and all, if your primary desire is for buying more and more properties and all, then Saturn will restrict you in order to buy only this much of properties. So if it is retrograded, then Saturn will allow you, but it delays sometimes, because Saturn will always delays in buying any properties after your married life, because 4th house is about properties and all. Saturn is the planet which delays you. So after your married life, in order to get your own property under your name, Saturn may delay you, but it never denies. Now what happens when Saturn is conjuncted planet Ketu? That shows that after your married life, you may be interested towards going for a spiritual path. For example, yoga, meditation, you may be interested toward that particular areas of life. So you'll get very good results at that particular areas of life. So if you do teaching like yoga teaching, meditation to other person, then Saturn will prove lucky to you. So these are all the things that are mainly analyzed when Saturn is sitting in the 4th house of D9 Navamsa chart with other planets. So if you want any consultancy, please do contact my given below WhatsApp number, or else you can even mail me also. So until and unless, thank you, bye bye, love you, take care.